Um, Thank you so much for having me here. Um, yeah, we are 56 or 55 blocks away from Halving, right? Um, European Halving Party. Um, so some proof of work, my work that I'd like to start with. I've been learning much thanks to Bitcoin. Chronologically, my first lesson I learned was the recovery from initial ignorance of Bitcoin, like most of us probably. I wouldn't say I completely dismissed, but for sure I ignored. I also thought, oh, there would be much time to catch up later. I have so much other stuff to do. Yeah, it's good, but it has some drawbacks, which in the afterthought I think, oh, I was wrong. uh, those wasn't drawbacks. Those were actually the key features of Bitcoin, for example. So yeah, I learned a lot. I saw, thanks to Bitcoin, I realized how much misunderstandings there are, miscommunication, misconceptions, how much noise, how much chaos. It's almost everywhere. Like when you go out, like when you try to search something in the internet, when you listen to people, wherever you go, whichever book you want to read, like there is so much noise and so little signal. And unless you have some fixed length measuring stick, it's very difficult to realize that, right? Realize the magnitude of the noise. Yeah. Another lesson which I would like to share. There isn't the smartest person in the room. That's what I learned. And there's the saying that, or the quote that the truth is the daughter of the time, not of authority. So when we look back and we review the list of authorities from, for example, 2012, right? They are typically not authorities anymore. Yeah, sorry. So, yeah, that what I learned thanks to Bitcoin, and it's also I'm not the smartest person in the room. I might be wrong sometimes.
Just in case.
Yeah.
We have only 7 minutes to leave the room.
Okay, I'll be short. So.
Actually, leave the room. Yeah, 7 minutes.
Okay, I'll be quick. So, I'm not the smartest person in the room. I may not even realize when I'm the smartest person in the room if I am. Yep. Pretty obvious, right? Everyone's a scammer. This is a famous article, and like look how many scammers there are, and unless you have Bitcoin, unless you have this point of reference, it's not that easy to realize how many scammers there are. And Homo economicus, it's also somehow related because it says like that we as people, we have, this human nature which isn't perfect. We pursue our own interest. We do harm. We do a lot of things we don't think in general they are we should be doing. Yeah, that's what I learned. Don't trust, verify. Self-explanatory. But also take responsibility, take action. One example of it, okay, if you ignore Bitcoin in the beginning, you say, oh, I don't need to take action soon, right? I don't need to learn about it. And then you realize, oh, I should have bought Bitcoin earlier. It was cheaper, or it was easier. I could have done it without KYC before, right? Now it's much more difficult, and so on. But also pick fights carefully. When you go out to Twitter and you see a lot of misconceptions, misunderstanding and stuff like that, you can't fight for the truth all the time, everywhere. So it's important to conserve energy and focus. And so, yeah, one thing that I quickly learned, don't die on every hill. Just pick your fights very carefully. Yeah, and stay strong. That's important. Also, don't throw pearls before swine. I think it comes from Bible actually, but it's also very popular outside of Bible, right? So, you know, it doesn't make sense to argue with people that don't listen. That's what I learned, for example. Also, stay humble, stack sats, hold your secrets and keys. So those are fundamentals, let's say, and many more lessons. I just wanted to give a few examples. So guys, the most important point of my presence here, I want to thank you all. Yeah, that's it. You know, I receive strong signal from all of you. Places like that, meetings like that are, for me, the most important events. And I miss you whenever I come back home and I work, you know, long hours every day, and I hear a lot of noise. You know, people who have like interest that, you know, just conflict with mine. They want to play zero-sum games with me. So, you know, yeah. Thank you for that. I use tools that you develop. I use knowledge that you share. You know, I exchange ideas with you. You also advance Bitcoin, even if you don't code, but maybe some of you do. I think we advance civilization by the means of Bitcoin. Like just to compare, like when I think, okay, so what's the biggest thing right now? Like, is AI this super huge thing? Like, you just take some input, random input, just presents it in a different way, sometimes loses some detail, nuance and stuff like that. Is it something that will kind of bring, you know, civilization forward? I don't think so, unlike Bitcoin. Sincerity, knowledge, you know, your attention, effort, hope, empowerment. Like, I feel so much empowered. I have this hope, I can change something, and much more.
Yep. Don't mind me, I just here to grab something.
Here, no problem. So then I'd like to also share my kind of experience, because we all have different perspectives, right? So, yeah, I relate to a lot of stuff that we discussed today. Again, it's proof of the signal I received from you. I know the concern with privacy that's invaded. We have never been in probably such like civilization and humanity probably never suffered such you know, like privacy kind of deterioration, and of course I used the website which says if I was pwned or not, and guess what? Of course my password was leaked, right? Of course all my details were leaked many times. Yeah, that's it, right? So, yeah, and what I think is underestimated is how many of us there are. Like we are everywhere. I travel the world. Whenever I go somewhere, I try to find meetups, local meetups, and try to participate in them. They look similar everywhere. Like, we don't go to fancy restaurants, like, you know, no, those are typically kind of underground places, not very comfortable, not luxurious and stuff like that. And we are not kind of present in mass media. We are not promoted in mass media. Like the strongest signal does not come from there for sure. And even we are, yeah, like we are just hidden among all the noise there. So yeah, that's what I'm observing, and maybe you also think it's like that, maybe not. Then no two Bitcoiners are alike, and I think it's beautiful. vital and powerful. We always present some strong arguments for and against. We think how to make things better, also for ourselves. We exchange those ideas. That's great. We know how to discuss. Contrary to the popular opinion, like I don't think that Bitcoiners are more toxic than any other, even those maxis, and stuff like that. They are just more courageous, confident about their opinions and bolder statements. They did a lot of work to kind of find the truth, to prove some theory, and then when somebody just approaches them with some bullshit, they just call them out, right? Like that's what it is, right? And yeah, we just make bolder statements. Like, I think the Vlad is here, right? I can also say, like, this guy from Twitter that just talks always about this some luxury cars or stuff like that. He's a LARPer, like, and I don't mind it. Like, okay, let him be like that, but I hope there's no hidden agenda. And am I toxic right now? Maybe, but I would like this guy. I mean, I would like people like that to reevaluate their stance. I will be happy to reevaluate my stance too. And then if we came to the conclusion that, yeah, maybe there was some hidden agenda, maybe he was LARPer and stuff like that, it's just come and say, okay, I apologize, stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure that Bitcoiners like me and others will probably welcome that guy, right, to our community. We will say, okay, we do understand. We are all scammers in the end. We have crises. We are human beings. So, we are not always strong. We are not always doing the right thing. Just be aware of it. Come back, apologize, and yeah. We are all in that together. And that's also, we are all in that together. The example of what I also wanted to thank you for, it was much easier to go over the bear market and all other difficult times in life and holding onto the Bitcoin because we could meet and discuss and stuff like that. I saw those other people, just going to the conference when there is the bottom or there is deep, and you see all those people and you think, oh my God, it's not over. Yeah, I knew it, but now I see it too. Okay. Yeah, a lot of LARPers. Why am I saying it? Guys, Bitcoin is clogged right now, and it's been for more than a year already. A lot of spam, fees skyrocketed, and almost so little screaming. So I thought, oh, something is not, like, I can't comprehend it. Like, so am I the only person who actually suffers from it? Is my node the only node affected? Like, come on, guys. So then, for example, I realized, okay, maybe not everybody who is kind of famous figure and talks about Bitcoin or something truly uses Bitcoin, right? The guys who promoted Lightning and then they were not complaining about forced closures. Something was kind of not very, it didn't add up. All right, few buy, sell offers, peer-to-peer. Have you ever tried to buy Bitcoin or sell Bitcoin at local meetup or international conference? I did. I experiment every time, and it's always difficult. I don't know why. Most Bitcoin conferences are down to earth, like no other conferences. There are some infamous exceptions, like those sponsored by Bitcoin Incorporated, but in general, like in Prague, in Riga, Honey Badger, great events, people that, like great people, right? High signal. Watch for the spam, fix the filters. Yeah, Bitcoin nodes. Exactly. So now, what do? So mostly software development, cybersecurity stuff. In particular in Bitcoin, I care about key management tools and safety. So how do you protect your what you call seed phrase? Why is it good? Why is it bad? Like what are the pros cons of different approaches? Yeah, I created BIP 39 XOR tool, which is something that you can use to encrypt your seed phrase, as it's called, and also you can use it for a lot of things related to security, also inheritance, which I will talk about separately. I'm also researching Bitcoin optimizations, both in consensus and protocol level. I'm advocating elimination of SegWit mispricing, which is so-called witness discount. I posted on Bitcoin mailing list, on Delving Bitcoin. Yeah, I'm fighting spam, contributing to educational resources like what the fuck happened in Feb 2023.com. I'm testing and improving quality of freedom software tools, so not only Bitcoin, and debunking Bitcoin misconceptions like fees must be higher and higher. I know it's controversial. I'm happy to discuss. And yeah, what else? Fun facts about me and contact information. So I provide first-hand coverage of the government auction of Bitcoin that was in Poland, I think last year. So I bought some Bitcoin there. There is a video, we don't have time to go over it, but you can, it's published on the internet on my YouTube channel, so feel free to watch. I also reviewed BitKey hardware wallet as beta tester. Yeah, I also discuss anti-spam solutions. Yeah, and yeah, we don't need to look at it.
Now we passed the time like 4 minutes away, guys.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's over. Thank you so much.
Sorry, that's over. Let's go because we start dirty time.